Hello everyone, Vaughn at Spirit of Health. Now we're going to talk about the warm cooked foods fast. This is number 3 in the list. Again, going from what I would consider the easiest into the more challenging ones. But a warm cooked fast is just what it sounds like. It's eating soups and steamed vegetables and things that bring warmth and heat to our body, which so many people need for so many reasons. There's different reasons. It might depend on the environment in which people live. People live in cold climates, and so they need warm foods to warm their bodies. A cold body is actually a very weak immune system. So there's a reason the body's 98.6 degrees and it needs to maintain that warmth. It's very, very important. I have switched actually a lot of people in my consulting over the years. I've switched people off of a raw food diet or an all fruit diet, and I've really encouraged them to get onto warm cooked foods for various reasons. And it's made a lot of benefits to a lot of different people. For example, warm cooked foods are easier to digest, they're easier to process. Think of like baby food, the first foods you'd like give an infant or somebody who's struggling with their health or somebody who's elderly. Sometimes we got to give people like mashed up, really easy to process foods, and that's what a warm cooked food type of fast can do. So who will benefit? This is a fast for someone who's cold all the time. Maybe they're thin, have trouble gaining weight, they have weak digestion, or they need nourishment. They need to rebuild. They need to strengthen. I'm big into fasting and cleansing, but a lot of people need to maybe eat less, but still be nourished and satisfied, get all their minerals and their nutrients. This is a great, great way to do that. I think of this fast as necessary who are people who are too weak to only fast on water. This is a great way to do it. It's often temporary as a person gets stronger, and then they might switch to something else or go deeper into fasting. All right, the advantages. Great for people who, like I said, are cold or weak. Many people are worried about losing a lot of weight, but they still want to fast and they still want to heal their bodies. This is great for that. So you can eat warm cooked foods, nourishing foods, keep your energy levels up, keep your weight on, and they're comfortable and they make you feel warm, they make you feel cozy, and so it's just a great way to do it. You can make huge batches of soups or steamed vegetables, eat it over the course of a few days so you're not overly expending a lot of time preparing food all the time. So much focus, I feel like, for healing has been put on raw foods, and that's great. And we're actually going to talk about that later. But I think warm cooked foods is hugely important for a lot of people. It seems like a lot of people I work with, that's actually what they need and what's better for their bodies than eating cold or eating raw. All right. A huge advantage is how it builds and strengthens the immune system. A cold body is a weak immune system. A lot of people have low body temperature. They need hot teas, warm soups. They need to probably boost their thyroid and take some iodine and some supplements for their thyroid. I see that a lot in women. You want to do whatever you can to bring your core body temperature up. The heat strengthens the immune system, but it also helps the food to digest more easily. There's an old Chinese proverb that says, stomach should be like a bubbling cauldron. So it's supposed to be hot and fiery so that you can digest your food. There's a lot of herbs and spices that bring a lot of heat into the system that I'm a big fan of. I'm going to mention some of those. Disadvantages? None really. I think it's a great transition program. It's not the deepest levels of fasting, but it's going to serve a lot of people well. Especially, again, in colder climates or people whose body condition needs the warm cooked foods. You're really going to be thankful for doing this. So what do you eat? All right, you're going to eat, like I said, ideally lots of vegetables, lots of soups, lots of steamed vegetables. You might not be doing a lot of fruit unless you do like steamed apples or something like that. You probably would do beans and legumes that are properly prepared. So that could be like a lentil soup or something like that, vegetarian chili. and it doesn't necessarily have to be vegetarian, but in a healing diet or in a fast, I don't overly usually promote eating too much meat or animal protein because it is acidic and hard on the kidneys and hard on the body in general. Whole grains. So this would be like eating oatmeal or eating rice or eating khichdi, which I'm a huge fan of. We'll talk about that more in the next video. On the meat, I really only recommend a little bit of stock or like a chicken broth because there are a lot of nutrients in there. There are a lot of minerals. They used to call chicken soup like Jewish penicillin because it was so good. You know, hear about doing chicken soup for a cold or a flu or something like that. So I'm a fan. I am totally cool with that. But in general, you're just going to eat warm, cooked, easy to digest, easy to process food. Just think lots of soups, lots of steamed veggies. For beverages, hot water, hot teas. Ginger tea would be amazing. Any kind of tea that's relaxing and calming, like holy basil, I love. Chamomile tea would be great. Herbs and spices, I want to highlight this. Bitter, pungent, and aromatic spices. I'm going to give you a little list here, but this is like oregano, sage, ginger, pepper, cardamom, fennel, clove, coriander, cinnamon, mustard, nutmeg, garlic, horseradish, cayenne. There's so many herbs that bring warmth and heat into the body. I have a formula I've used for years in our store called Digestive Heat, and it's cumin, cardamom, coriander, ginger, and fennel. And I use it exactly for this purpose, to bring heat and warmth into a person's body. The length of fast. A warm, cooked fast like this easily could be done for a season. Like maybe you just do it through the whole winter. It's what your body wants, it craves, it desires. 3 months on something like this could really nourish and strengthen and warm up somebody's body. This would be a type of a program that'd be great for extended fasting. If you wanted to go 40 days and you wanted to go after the Lord, but it was winter or you're freezing cold all the time, what an awesome way to still stay sanctified to that fast, eat clean, and eat foods that are actually bringing strength and nourishment and healing to your body. So a warm cooked fast is a way to do that. Hot body or cold body, I have that in every section. Absolutely, hands down, best program if you're cold all the time. This is it. This is what you want. If you just feel cozy and nourished with warm foods, this is for you. You just feel that soup or that hot tea. You can just feel it in your body. It feels so good. All right, so let's do a testimonial. I don't use real names, so I'm going to call this guy Bill. And Bill was getting ready to do actually an extended 40-day fast, and he wanted some advice. And in the past, he's always fasted on like raw foods or juices, and honestly, he just was like, I feel miserable. I don't like fasting because I do juice fasting, and I just feel cold and weak, and I mean, this was really how he was feeling. So after talking to him, I encouraged him to do a warm cooked fast, switch to doing some chicken broth and some soups and drinking hot teas. And it's funny because he was so thrilled, and he even said, man, I'm so thankful to hear you say that because I was actually kind of nervous you'd tell me I need to eat raw foods. Like he just didn't want to eat raw foods because he knew how it made his body feel. And he'd done multiple fasts over the course of his life and never really felt great on the fast. And he wanted to fast for the Lord, but when you fast and you don't feel good or you feel horrible, you feel weak, because you might not always want to do a 40-day water fast. You might want to fast and sanctify yourself to the Lord, but still do some normal things throughout the day and have energy and feel good. So, after the fast, he told me, and his wife told me, hands down the best he'd ever felt on a fast. Had amazing energy, and they joked about how he cleaned the garage because he had so much energy he didn't know what to do with it. So, yeah, it's amazing how just one little shift or one little difference can make all the difference in how you feel. And people suffer oftentimes through extended fasts because they feel like there's only one way to do it. They have to do juice, or they have to do water, or this or that. No, there's all kinds of different ways you can do it. So this is a great option for a lot of people, as it was for this man that we called Bill. Food for thought. let's consider that there isn't a one-size-fits-all program for everybody out there. Some promote raw foods, some people promote fruit only, some people promote ketogenic, some people promote paleo, some people promote only cooked foods. I mean, on and on. Like, everybody has an opinion about these things, right? So why are there so many opinions? I think that poor health is actually our problem. That we've fallen far from God's original design. And the best plan, the best fast, is the one that works for you. The one that you can do. The one that you can be successful at. The one that makes your body feel right, body, soul, and spirit. Because you're sanctifying yourself to the Lord. You're not eating processed foods and junk foods, and you're doing foods that actually feel good and nourishing to your body. So the best program is the one that works for you, that helps you to be successful. Don't try to lump everyone into the same category. That's a huge problem in the health world right now, is everybody's promoting their way as the best way. Everybody should eat raw or do paleo or do this or do that. I mean, come on. It's good to give people information, but the person, you need to choose what's going to be best for you. People have different interests, different health situations, different family backgrounds, different cultural nuances, different living environments, and different levels of motivation. We're all on a health journey that needs an individual approach. And I know a lot of you are really going to jump on this warmed cooked fast because it's the exact thing that your body needs and craves.